today we are going to be talking about the grand staff. So the grand staff is the staff that a pianist uses when they're reading music. So there's two parts to the grand staff. There's the treble staff and the bass staff. So the treble staff is the staff on top. It has the treble clef in the staff. And this treble clef is for instruments with a higher pitch. So instruments like the flute, the trumpet, the clarinet, things like that. It's also used for the right hand on the piano. If you think about a piano, the higher notes are to the right hand. So the right hand sits in the treble staff. And then we have the bass staff, which has a bass clef on it. And the bass clef is for lower notes. So we have notes or instruments like the tuba, the trombone, the bass guitar, the string bass, things like that. We also use it for the left hand of the piano with the lower notes. So these together have all of the piano music in it, so pianists have to look at both staffs at the same time to determine what to play. So when we have a treble clef, we have 5 lines and 4 spaces. So whenever we're reading notes, we're always going to count and start from the bottom and go up. So there's 2 phrases that I want to review that'll help us learn and remember these notes. So when the notes are on the lines, on one of the 5 lines, we're going to use the phrase, "Every good boy does fine." Fine rhymes with line, that's how you can remember it. Every good boy does fine. So we're going to start at the bottom line and work our way up. So every good boy does fine. So if we would have a note on the bottom line, that would be an E for every. If we would have a note on the 3rd line, we would go every good boy. That would be a B for boy. So we can use that whenever we're looking at the treble clef, a note on the line. So the line should be going through the middle of the note. The phrase we're going to use to remember the spaces is face. Face, it rhymes with space. And we would just spell it out. So F-A-C-E, face. Just like lines, we're going to start at the bottom space. So that bottom space is an F, and then we have an A, and then we have a C, and then we have an E. So the second space would be an A, F-A. The top space would be an E, F-A-C-E. So we are going to use some similar phrases to figure out the lines in the bass clef. So the notes are different in the bass clef based on the lines and spaces. So let's first look at the lines. So just like the treble clef, the lines we always start from the bottom and count up. So we're going to use the phrase, "Good boys do fine always." So the bottom is good boys do fine always. So if we have a note on the bottom line, it would be a G for good. If we would have a note on the top line, it would be an A for always. So it's just like the treble clef in the way that we start at the bottom and work our way up. We're just using a little bit of a different phrase to figure them out. For the spaces, we're going to use the phrase, "All cows eat grass." So this will help us remember the spaces. So we're going to start at the bottom. All cows eat grass, A, C, E, G. If we have a note in the bottom space, it would be an A for all. If we would have a note in the second space, it would be a C for cows, and so on and so forth.